Audio Jungle.
There's somewhere I like to go, out walking with my share.
Fellow explorers, ready to escape these winter blues and chase some sunshine?
Sounds good to me.
Let's go. We're diving deep into Barcelona today, way beyond the typical tourist traps, unearthing those kind of insider secrets that make a Barcelona trip truly unforgettable.
Right.
And lucky for us, we've got an expert navigator on board to help guide our journey, someone who's passionate about both travel and architecture.
Barcelona is definitely more than just a pretty face.
Right.
It's got layers of history, art, modern life, all woven together. And I think what fascinates me the most is how it manages to appeal to pretty much everyone.
I know, right? There's something for everyone.
Yeah, history buffs, foodies, architecture nerds, you name it.
Yeah, totally. So let's unpack this Barcelona adventure. Our source material this time around is a recent YouTube travel guide.
Okay.
And our mission, as always, is to distill the most valuable insights for you, our dear listener. We're talking actionable tips, unexpected discoveries.
I like it.
Think of it as your cheat sheet to experiencing Barcelona like a seasoned pro. All right, let's kick things off with a landmark that needs no introduction. The Sagrada Familia.
Oh, of course.
I mean, those photos online barely even scratch the surface, you know?
The Sagrada Familia is truly awe-inspiring, but here's something that might surprise you.
Oh.
It's been under construction for over a century.
Why?
And it's still not finished.
Wow.
I know, right? It's a testament to the visionary architect, Antoni Gaudí,
Right.
whose unique style is inseparable from Barcelona's identity.
Gaudí, the ultimate perfectionist.
Yeah.
Our YouTube guide actually emphasized how crucial it is to book those Sagrada Familia tickets online well in advance.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure, they sell out like hotcakes.
They do.
But here's a little savvy tip for the budget-conscious traveler. Attending Sunday service actually allows for free entry.
Oh, nice.
I know we could spend this entire deep dive just talking about this masterpiece, but Gaudí's influence extends far beyond the Sagrada Familia, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. His fingerprints are all over Barcelona, literally shaping the city's aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know, his nature-inspired, almost whimsical style resulted in some of the most iconic structures.
Right.
Take Park Güell, for example.
Right.
You know, those vibrant mosaic benches that are shaped like serpents. It's a public park, but it feels like stepping into a fantastical dreamland.
And then there's Casa Batlló. Talk about pushing the boundaries of design.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know there isn't a single straight line in that entire house?
Really?
And the front door is this mesmerizing oak masterpiece that, like, just draws you in. Gaudí definitely knew how to make an entrance.
What fascinates me about Gaudí is his meticulous attention to detail.
Oh, yeah.
For example, even the tile colors in Casa Batlló are graded
Yeah.
to create a specific visual effect.
Wow.
And the windows. They're designed to ensure consistent lighting throughout the house no matter the time of day.
Oh, wow.
It makes you wonder how much time he spent observing light and shadow, you know?
Right. Yeah, Gaudí was definitely ahead of his time. Okay, so we've covered a couple of those must-sees, but let's venture off the beaten path a bit, shall we?
Sounds good to me.
Our YouTube guide highly recommends a visit to Tibidabo.
Yeah.
It's this mountaintop cathedral with panoramic views of the entire city. Sounds like the perfect escape from the hustle and bustle, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And if you're not up for the hike, you can always take the cable cars.
Okay.
The YouTuber had a hilarious anecdote about them.
Oh, yeah.
He called them the local airlines with a shoddy track record, so, maybe buckle up if you choose that route.
Okay, that's officially going on my bucket list.
Okay.
All right, now let's circle back to Park Güell for a second.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a secret exclusive area within the park that's even more breathtaking than the public sections. I'm talking like a hidden gem within a hidden gem.
It's true, and access is quite limited.
Oh, right.
Even our intrepid YouTuber had a tough time securing tickets.
Oh, wow.
It's clearly a highly sought-after experience, so you might need to be persistent.
Right.
He did manage to get in eventually, and the visuals he shared, those gingerbread houses, the mysterious atmosphere, it's definitely intriguing.
You've piqued my curiosity. All right, let's shift gears to another crucial element of any Barcelona experience.
Yeah.
The food scene.
Yes.
It's got to be more than just tapas, right?
Oh, much more. Barcelona is a culinary paradise.
Okay.
But brace yourself for a potential cultural quirk, okay? The YouTuber noted that service in several restaurants, even high-end ones, can be surprisingly underwhelming.
Really. He mentioned encountering, like, unenthusiastic staff in multiple places,
Yeah.
almost like they were annoyed to be serving customers.
Right.
It's interesting because this seems to contradict the warm and welcoming vibe we typically associate with Mediterranean cultures, doesn't it?
It does make you wonder about the reasons behind it, right?
Yeah.
Is it a cultural norm, a symptom of the tourism industry, or something else entirely? It's definitely something to consider when planning a trip.
Right. It's all about managing expectations, isn't it?
Yeah.
But here's the twist. The food itself more than makes up for any service hiccups.
Okay.
He described his first bite at El Nacional, this fabulous food court,
I've heard of it.
as a 10 out of 10 experience.
Wow.
So maybe it's a case of, don't judge a book by its cover when it comes to Barcelona dining.
Absolutely. You might have to be patient with the service, but the quality of the cuisine is undeniable.
Yeah.
And speaking of exceptional dining, he also tried Disfrutar.
Okay.
It's a high-end experimental restaurant known for its unique and innovative dishes. This is where you go to have your mind blown by culinary artistry.
Oh, yeah. That one came with a hefty price tag.
Yeah, it did.
But he also went on a quest to find, like, the best value meal in Barcelona,
Oh, nice.
which led him to this little hole-in-the-wall place,
Oh, sure.
serving up incredible pork cheek and carrot for a surprisingly low price.
Wow.
I love that he explored both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
It just proves that you can have those amazing food experiences without breaking the bank.
Exactly. It's all about finding that sweet spot between the splurges and those hidden gems.
Yeah, totally.
And speaking of quests,
Uh-huh.
there was also a hunt for the best cheesecake in Barcelona.
Of course there was.
After a series of taste tests, it sounds like Parking Pizza ultimately won the title with their delicious tia soup.
Parking Pizza. What a quirky name. It's amazing how this deep dive is giving us such a diverse range of experiences.
Yeah.
From, like, Michelin star dining to casual pizza joints. But hold on tight because we're about to leave the city limits and embark on a scenic day trip to Montserrat.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Montserrat is a majestic mountain range about an hour outside Barcelona. It's known for its unique finger-like formations.
Okay.
And this historic monastery perched on top of one of the peaks.
And the drive there sounds incredible. He got to experience it in a Ferrari, cruising through those winding forest roads.
Oh, wow.
While most of us probably won't have a Ferrari at our disposal,
Right.
it does kind of highlight the beauty of the journey itself,
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, what are some alternative modes of transportation you'd recommend for our listeners?
There are definitely options. You could rent a car and enjoy the scenic drive at your own pace.
Right.
Or for a more eco-friendly option, there's a train that takes you directly to the base of Montserrat. From there, you can take a cable car or a funicular up to the monastery.
Excellent suggestions. So we've got transportation covered.
Yeah.
But what about Montserrat itself? What makes it so special beyond just the visuals?
Montserrat holds deep historical and cultural significance for the Catalonian people. It's been a pilgrimage site for centuries, and its dramatic landscape only adds to its mystique.
Right.
You can really feel the weight of history and spirituality as you explore the monastery and its surroundings.
It sounds like a place where you can connect with nature, history, and spirituality all at once.
Exactly.
All right, now back in Barcelona, the YouTubers stumbled upon a truly hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
The Barcelona bunkers. I have to admit, I'd never even heard of these
Yeah.
before.
They're not on the typical tourist radar,
Right.
which is part of their allure. These bunkers are a remnant of the Spanish Civil War, and their location is a bit of a secret. It's almost like an urban exploration challenge.
He mentioned that sometimes cities can lack that grit, that sense of discovery.
Yeah,
The bunkers definitely provide that.
for sure.
It's a reminder that even in a bustling metropolis like Barcelona, there are still places off the beaten path waiting to be uncovered.
Absolutely. It's about going beyond that curated tourist experience and discovering those hidden layers of history.
Right.
And speaking of venturing off the beaten path, the YouTuber also took a delightful detour to Penedès,
Okay.
a region just outside Barcelona that's often referred to as wine country.
He compared it to Tuscany, which is high praise indeed.
It is.
But the real star of the show was Cava, the local sparkling wine that's said to rival champagne.
Oh, very nice.
And of course, there was a hilarious anecdote about the language barrier.
Oh, those are always
When
wonderful.
trying to order food in a local Catalan restaurant, of course, because the menu was entirely in Catalan, and the servers didn't speak English or Spanish.
No.
It sounds like a classic case of lost in translation.
It is. It is.
And it raises an interesting question. How important is it for travelers to learn some basic phrases in the local language when visiting a place like Barcelona?
That's a great question.
Does it enhance the experience, or is it more of a courtesy?
Yeah, I think it depends on the individual traveler and their goals for the trip.
Right.
For some, it might be about deeper cultural immersion,
Uh-huh.
while for others, it's simply about showing respect
Yeah.
and making an effort to connect with the locals.
Yeah, I agree. There's no right or wrong answer. But it's something to consider, especially when visiting a region with such a strong sense of cultural identity like Catalonia.
Absolutely.
All right, now let's shift our focus back to the heart of Barcelona. You know, when I think of Barcelona, I can't help but picture those beautiful beaches, the Mediterranean vibe, the sunshine, the sand. It's all so inviting.
Absolutely. Barcelona Beach is iconic.
Yeah.
It stretches along the coastline, offering a perfect escape from the city's energy.
Right.
The YouTuber called it the cherry on top of the Barcelona experience.
And I bet those sunsets over the Mediterranean are just breathtaking.
He didn't specifically mention sunsets,
Oh, okay.
but he did capture the essence of Barceloneta as a place to relax, soak up the sun,
Right.
and just enjoy that quintessential Mediterranean vibe.
I love that.
It's the perfect spot to unwind after a day of exploring those bustling markets and Gaudi masterpieces.
Sounds idyllic.
Yeah.
But wait, I remember the YouTuber mentioning something about Barcelona's nightlife being pretty legendary as well.
Oh, yes.
Did he explore that side of the city at all?
He did. He gave us a glimpse of Barceloneta at night,
Oh, wait.
pointing out some of the world-renowned nightclubs that draw crowds from all over. He even named a few specific venues, but I think we'll keep those under wraps to avoid any, shall we say, unintended consequences for our listeners.
Oh, I understand. Let's just say if you're looking for a vibrant nightlife scene, Barcelona definitely won't disappoint.
Exactly. It's a city that seamlessly transitions from day to night, offering a spectrum of experiences for every taste.
It does.
And speaking of tastes, we can't wrap up this deep dive without revisiting the quest for the best cheesecake in Barcelona.
Oh, right. Did our YouTuber ever declare a winner?
He did! And the champion is, drumroll, please,
Okay.
Parking Pizza.
Again?
Parking Pizza. 2 for 2.
Wow.
First, the tiasu, now the cheesecake.
That's wild.
You're clearly onto something special.
Parking Pizza is officially at the top of my must-visit list. It's amazing how this deep dive has taken us on such a culinary journey.
I know, right?
From high-end experimental dining to humble pizza joints, we've covered it all.
We have.
And speaking of unexpected discoveries, remember those Barcelona bunkers shrouded in secrecy?
Yes.
Well, turns out there's more to them than meets the eye. The YouTuber revealed a hidden purpose, something that adds a whole new layer of intrigue to these wartime structures.
It's true. Those bunkers weren't simply abandoned remnants of the past. They've been repurposed, transformed into something unexpected.
Okay.
And, dare I say, a bit controversial.
Controversial, you say? Now I'm really intrigued. What could they possibly be used for now?
Imagine this. Those once hidden bunkers, steeped in history and wartime memories, are now, wait for it, a popular spot for... All right, let's step through those exclusive gates and into the heart of Park Güell, shall we?
I'm already picturing those gingerbread-like houses.
Yeah.
And that mysterious atmosphere the YouTuber described. It sounds almost like stepping into a fairy tale.
He definitely built up the anticipation, and he even offered a little pro tip for maximizing the experience.
Okay.
Pop in one AirPod,
Okay.
cue up some Andrea Bocelli,
Nice.
and let the magic wash over you.
Okay, that's brilliant. Now I'm even more curious to see what awaits.
Right.
But before we get too swept away, let's ground ourselves in reality for a moment. What did the YouTuber actually think of this exclusive area? Did it live up to the hype?
Well, here's where it gets interesting. It seems the reality inside the gates didn't quite match his expectations.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was surprised to find the structures looking a bit rough around the edges.
Mm.
You know, crooked and poorly finished, to use his words.
Really?
Almost like a cover-up, he joked.
So was it a total letdown?
Not entirely.
Right.
He did acknowledge that it's a pretty park.
Yeah.
And the entrance fee is only €1, which is quite reasonable.
Right.
But ultimately, he concluded that it's not really a must-see in Barcelona.
Okay.
At least not compared to all the other incredible sights the city has to offer.
So a bit of a mixed bag then.
Yeah.
But hey, that's the beauty of exploring, right? Sometimes the most rewarding experiences are the ones that challenge our expectations.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of which, it sounds like this YouTuber really embraced the spirit of exploration. He covered so much ground,
Yeah.
from the bustling city center to those serene mountains, and even ventured outside Barcelona to uncover those hidden bunkers.
He did.
And the charming coastal town of Sitges.
He did. And throughout his journey, he highlighted this really fascinating aspect of Barcelona's identity.
Okay.
Its location within the Catalonia region,
Right.
which has its own distinct language and culture.
Right. He shared that funny story about the challenges of ordering food in a local Catalan restaurant
yeah.
because the menu was entirely in Catalan
Yeah.
and the servers didn't speak English or Spanish.
Oh, wow.
It sounds like a classic case of lost in translation.
It is. It is. And it raises an interesting question.
Okay.
How important is it for travelers to learn some basic phrases in the local language when visiting a place like Barcelona?
That's a great question.
You know, does it enhance the experience?
Yeah.
Or is it more of a courtesy?
That's a good question.
Mhm.
I think it depends on the individual traveler and their goals for the trip.
Yeah.
For some, it might be about deeper cultural immersion,
Uh-huh.
while for others, it's simply about showing respect
Yeah.
and making an effort to connect with locals.
Exactly. There's no right or wrong answer. But it's something to consider, especially when visiting a region with such a strong sense of cultural identity like Catalonia.
Agreed. Now let's shift our focus back to the heart of Barcelona.
Okay.
You know, when I think of Barcelona, I can't help but picture those beautiful beaches.
Oh, for sure.
The Mediterranean vibe, the sunshine, the sand. It's all so inviting.
Absolutely. Barcelona Beach is iconic.
Right.
It stretches along the coastline, offering a perfect escape from the city's energy.
Yeah.
The YouTuber called it the cherry on top of the Barcelona experience.
And I bet those sunsets over the Mediterranean are just breathtaking.
He didn't specifically mention sunsets,
Okay.
but he did capture the essence of Barcelona as a place to relax,
Right.
soak up the sun, and enjoy that quintessential Mediterranean vibe.
I love that.
It's the perfect spot to unwind after a day of exploring, you know, those bustling markets and gaudy masterpieces.
Sounds idyllic. But wait, I remember the YouTuber mentioning something about Barcelona's nightlife being pretty legendary as well.
Yeah.
Did he explore that side of the city at all?
He did.
Okay.
He gave us a glimpse of Barcelona at night,
Okay.
pointing out some of the world-renowned nightclubs that draw crowds from all over. He even named a few specific venues.
Yeah.
But I think we'll keep those under wraps to
Okay.
avoid any, shall we say, unintended consequences for our listeners.
Oh, I understand. Let's just say if you're looking for a vibrant nightlife scene, Barcelona definitely won't disappoint.
Exactly. It's a city that seamlessly transitions from day to night, offering a spectrum of experiences for every taste.
It does.
And speaking of tastes,
Okay.
we can't wrap up this deep dive without revisiting the quest for the best cheesecake in Barcelona.
Oh, right. Did our YouTuber ever declare a winner?
He did.
Okay.
And the champion is, drumroll please,
Okay.
Parking Pizza.
Yeah.
Parking Pizza, 2 for 2.
Wow.
First the diasu, now the cheesecake.
That's wild.
They're clearly onto something special.
I know, right? Parking Pizza is officially at the top of my must-visit list.
Yeah.
It's amazing how this deep dive has taken us on such a culinary journey.
I know, right?
From high-end experimental dining to humble pizza joints, we've covered it all.
We have.
And speaking of unexpected discoveries, remember those Barcelona bunkers shrouded in secrecy?
Yes.
Well, it turns out there's more to them than meets the eye.
Really?
The YouTuber revealed a hidden purpose,
Okay.
something that adds a whole new layer of intrigue to these wartime structures.
It's true, those bunkers weren't simply abandoned remnants of the past.
Right.
They've been repurposed, transformed into something unexpected.
Hmm.
And dare I say, a bit controversial.
Controversial, you say. Now I'm really intrigued.
Yeah.
What could they possibly be used for now?
Imagine this. Those once hidden bunkers, steeped in history and wartime memories, are now, wait for it, a popular spot for...
Don't leave me hanging. Spill the beans. What's going on in those bunkers?
Get this. They're now a haven for illicit raves.
Raves in the bunkers. You're kidding, right?
I'm completely serious. The underground party scene has taken over these historical spaces,
Wow.
turning them into this throbbing hub for electronic music, dancing, and, well, let's just say, a healthy dose of rebellion.
That's incredible. I never would have guessed. It's fascinating how a place with such a heavy past can be transformed into something so unexpected and vibrant.
It really speaks to the dynamic nature of cities, how they constantly evolve and reinvent themselves. It's a reminder that even in a place like Barcelona, steeped in history and tradition, there's always room for new expressions and subcultures to emerge.
It makes you wonder what other secrets are hiding in plain sight,
Mhm.
just waiting to be uncovered. Okay, so we've got these bunker raves, but before we get too lost in the underground scene, let's touch on something a bit more, shall we say, serene. The YouTuber also mentioned a charming coastal town just outside Barcelona called Sitges.
Ah, Sitges. A breath of fresh air, literally. It's known for its beautiful beaches, its relaxed atmosphere, and its vibrant LGBTQ plus community. It's a popular escape for both locals and tourists looking for a change of pace from the bustling city.
He described it as having a much more chilled pace than Barcelona, with tiny little beachfront restaurants and beaches. It sounds like the perfect place to unwind and soak up the Mediterranean vibes without the urban intensity.
Exactly. It's all about balance, isn't it? Barcelona offers that energetic, cosmopolitan experience,
Yeah.
while Sitges provides that tranquil seaside escape.
Right.
And the best part is, it's easily accessible from Barcelona,
Oh, nice.
making it an ideal day trip or even a longer stay if you're craving some beach time.
I'm starting to feel a bit overwhelmed by all the amazing things to see and do in Barcelona.
Oh, right?
Gaudy masterpieces, secret gardens, bunker raves, charming coastal towns, culinary adventures. It's almost too much to process.
That's the beauty and the challenge of exploring a city as vibrant and multifaceted as Barcelona. There's just so much to experience, so many different layers to uncover. It's a city that truly caters to every interest and passion.
It's interesting how this deep dive has kind of shifted my perspective on Barcelona. I used to think of it as primarily a destination for, architecture and art enthusiasts, but it's clearly so much more than that. It's a city of contrast, where history and modernity coexist, where urban energy meets seaside tranquility, where you can indulge in Michelin-star dining one night and dance in a former bunker the next.
That's a brilliant observation, and I think it's one of the key takeaways from our exploration today. Barcelona isn't just a collection of famous landmarks and tourist attractions, it's a living, breathing organism constantly evolving, surprising you with hidden corners and unexpected stories. It's a city that rewards those who venture beyond the well-trodden paths and embrace the unknown.
So if you're planning a trip to Barcelona, our advice is simple. Be open to the unexpected, embrace the spontaneity, and most importantly, have fun.
Well said. And who knows, you might just stumble upon your own secret adventure hidden in plain sight.
And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our Barcelona deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, from iconic landmarks to hidden gems, from culinary delights to unexpected cultural quirks. But more than anything, we hope we've inspired you to see Barcelona not just as a tourist destination, but as a city with a soul, a spirit of adventure, and an endless capacity to surprise and delight.
Remember, there's always more to discover, more stories to uncover, and more perspectives to consider. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the world around you.
As always, be sure to check out the show notes for links to all the places and experiences we've mentioned today. Until next time, happy travels.